Zombie Apocalypse.
Chapter 3.1 What is ecology? When biologists want to talk about life on a global scale, they use the term biosphere. The biosphere consists of all life on Earth and all parts of the Earth in which life exists, including land, water, and the atmosphere. The biosphere contains every organism, from bacteria living underground to giant trees in rainforests, whales in polar seas, mold spores drifting through the air, and of course, humans. The biosphere extends from about 8 kilometers above Earth's surface to as far as 11 kilometers below the surface of the ocean. The science of ecology. As we know, organisms in the biosphere interact with others and with their organism, or environment. The study of these interactions is called ecology. Ecology is the scientific study of interactions among organisms and between organisms, their physical environment. The word ecology comes from the Greek word of oikos, which means house. So ecology is the study of nature's house and the organisms that live in those houses. Levels of organization. Ecologists ask many questions about organisms and their environment. Some ecologists focus on the ecology of individual organisms. The way to separate organisms at the levels of organization are species, which is a group of similar organisms that can breed and produce fertile offspring. A population, which is a group of individuals that belong to the same species and live in the same area. An assemblage of different populations that live together in a defined area is a community. All organisms who live in a place together with their physical environment is an ecosystem. A biome is a group of ecosystems that share similar climates and typical organisms. Our entire planet, with all its organisms and physical environment, is known as the biosphere. Biotic factors. Biotic factors can be known as the biological influences on organisms. Abiotic factors. Abiotic factors can be known as the physical components of an ecosystem. 3.2 Energy producers and consumers. What is a primary producer? A primary producer can be known as any green plant or any of various microorganisms that can convert light energy or chemical energy into organic matter. These organisms are also called autotrophs. As it was said, autotrophs use solar or chemical energy to produce food by assembling inorganic compounds into complex organic molecules. But other than feeding themselves, autotrophs store energy in forms that make it available for other organisms to eat them. That's why they are called primary producers. Consumers. How do the consumers obtain their energy? Animals, fungi, and many bacteria cannot directly harness energy from the environment as primary producers do. That is why these organisms are known as heterotrophs, because they acquire their energy from other organisms by ingesting them. So in short words, a consumer is an organism that relies on other organisms for its energy and nutrients. Here I will show you the type of consumers. Carnivores. The carnivores are known as being the animals who kill and eat other animals. Some examples of carnivores can be snakes, dogs, and cats. Catching and killing their prey could waste a lot of energy, but generally meat is really rich in nutrients and energy, and it is also easy to digest. Scavengers. Scavengers are animals that consume the carcasses of other animals that have been killed by predators or have died in other causes. Herbivores. Herbivores obtain their energy and nutrients by eating plants, leaves, roots, seeds, or fruits. Omnivores. Omnivores are known as the animals whose diets naturally include a variety of different foods that usually include both plants and animals. Detritivores feed on detritus particles after chewing or grinding them into even smaller pieces. Detritivores commonly digest decomposers that live on and in detritus particles. Decomposers feed by chemically breaking down organic matter. Some examples are bacteria and fungi. 3.3 Energy flow in ecosystems. Okay, so what is a food chain? Well, a food chain is a series of steps in which organisms transfer energy by eating and being eaten. Food chains can vary in length. Trophic levels and ecological pyramids. What do the three pyramids illustrate? Each step in a food chain is called a trophic level. Primary producers are always in that first trophic level. A lot of consumers occupy every other level. One way to illustrate the trophic levels in an ecosystem is with an ecological pyramid. An ecological pyramid shows the relative amount of energy or matter contained within each trophic level in a given food chain or food web. There are three different types of pyramids. Pyramids of energy. Pyramids of energy show the relative amount of energy available at each trophic level of a food chain or food web. Biomass pyramid. A biomass pyramid illustrates the relative amount of living organic matter available at each trophic level in any ecosystem. Numbers pyramid. A numbers pyramid shows the relative number of individual organisms at each trophic level in any ecosystem.